Hi, I'm Laloria Canado, Policy Studies Librarian, with a quick tutorial for PMAP 80161, Public Budgeting and Finance. We're starting here with the resource guide I've created for the class. Let's go through it quickly. This AYSPS online student should answer some questions about services that we have, how to do interlibrary loan, desktop delivery, because as a grad student, we will scan articles and chapters from books that we have in print. Same for interlibrary loan. We get materials from other libraries for you. Here's some general databases for the subject, as well as a citation guide. I've listed some information about the public budgeting process, relevant websites that you may want to look at for an overview, as well as analysis of the state's budget, and some of the major cities that you may want to consider for your budget analysis project. This video gives you a good understanding of Roswell city budget that you may be able to apply to other cities as well. So similar to that are some local resources about Georgia economic situation. Atlanta Regional Commission is a very good source. You have county profiles, plans and reports that may deal with projects that are upcoming for different cities, and so forth, as well as local newspaper sources. And we'll get into that a bit later. Okay, and some information on how to cite using APA, your reference list, in-text citations, and I want to point out EndNote and Zotero. These are two resources, citation manager software sources that you can use to do the citation formats for you within your paper. And there are guides and videos on how to do that there. But let's go back to databases, and I want to show you how to find articles. Now, for most of you, you will not find articles not scholarly articles dealing with your particular city's budget unless you selected Atlanta, since that may have, it's a larger city and it's national, on the national level. So to start, the best source to start with is EconLit. So what we're looking for here is analysis of budgets in general that may help you to apply to what you're seeing with your local budget. And I'm just going to start with a broad search, very general, expenditure and city budgets. Okay, so we have 17 scholarly articles. Now notice the date range for these are, the oldest one goes back to 1984. This database automatically defaults to only give you full text results. Which is what most of us want, right? You want to just be able to click on that PDF and download the article. This is a very small list, so if there weren't anything of use in the relevant 17, unlink that, and then you could go to, we went from 17 to 41, with the oldest one being from 1976. Now, one of the things you can do, you can that may be too old. So you could go, let's see, what's a good starting point? Let's say 2010. Okay, so we have 28 articles. So what you're going to do, since not all of these are full text, in some instances you'll see that view at publisher site. Sometimes we have access to the full text and sometimes we don't. The safest thing is to do find it at GSU. Okay, and it's telling us that this article is available from this source. This is our browsing. So you want to download it here. Okay, I am going to go back to our search results. The original search results, going to link that to full text. And okay, this is the one I want to show you. Okay, have cities shifted to outcome-oriented performance budgeting? Okay, this is a contents analysis of a city budget, so that may be useful. Again, I don't know because I'm not in the class, but you can read through the abstract to see if it's useful. You can email this article to yourself. And what I like to mention is always select the citation format, and then that will be emailed to you. In that format, you can just copy and paste that into your bibliography. Or you have that option right here as well. Select cite, copy and paste that to start your bibliography list. Okay, so this article is available for, again, full text because we're limited to full text. So you can select that and it should come up and you can download that there. Let's go back. So again, this is a short list, 17, pretty reasonable, but if 10 of them are not relevant articles, here are some tips to use one good article that you find to find others. Now, the first thing you could do is, well, one thing that you could do is look at the descriptors, which are like keywords or subject headings. You see these two here. I can select this to do another search. Over 1,000, so that's pretty broad. That's a long list. No one wants to go through that many. This first one looks promising, but if you notice here, it's not, you have Brazilian here, so it's not Mexico here, so we need to find a way to limit this to the United States. So here I'm just going to add and United States, so it can search this heading, subject heading with United States. Okay, that's still a long list, but we can always go down here and narrow down by date. And that's a little bit more reasonable. The other thing you can do is select one of these subject headings. You can do show more, and you could go through that list and select as many as you want and then update. I'm not going to select any because I see a few good ones at the top. So we have this ones, can state and local government, capital spending, be a vehicle. Okay. Again, you have the descriptors, so you could use, let's say, state and local taxation, subsidies, and revenue. Maybe there's an issue there you want to look at. The keywords here are things that you can use when you want to, if you want to go back and do another search. So you could say budget and kind of cyclical and United States. Okay, I'm going to go back to our original list. Let's see. Okay, so I want to get back to that article that we started out with. Here we go. Have cities shifted? Which this is a content analysis, so this seems to be a very good article. We just went through the descriptor and found additional articles based on that. The other thing you could do is look at the source. Public budgeting and finance seems to be pretty on the money as far as the class and the research project. So let's select that. And what we want to do here, so all of these results now are from that journal. Okay, so you can browse with that. So now what we want to do is search that journal. So we're going to leave that there and say, and, oops, I'm just going to say budget process. Again, we're looking for articles on overview of budget processes on the local, state, federal level. Okay. So we searched that, and now we've brought that down to 52 articles. If that's still too many, again, change the date and look at the subject headings. You could limit it to that. So let's see. Again, if you had a more specific issue, you can select that as your topic or keyword for here. I'm just going to do another one. It's always good to do more than one search. Oh, even better. It's only 7. Okay, this is one on the state of Texas. Budget process, Illinois. So you make, let's if you go back, it says Texas, you could try looking for, not Atlanta, Georgia. Okay. A little dated. So we're searching, remember, it's going to be a narrow search because we're only searching this journal and we're combining it with and Georgia budget. So we had 2. The oldest one goes back to 1998. It's a little old, so what we can do is take this default off of full text. Okay. So that's the only 2 there. So that's just a way to get started looking for articles on budgetary matters. You can search these, especially this one is good for PACE index, is good for policy. issues surrounding budgets and MBR working papers. That'll give you some more content analysis of economies, local economies, and budgets. Now, in some instances, finding newspaper articles may be possible to find something specifically on your city. So we have two databases here, and there's a tutorial on how to search those. And I've listed a few of the major city newspapers. If yours isn't listed, go ahead and Google that. So I'm just going to Valdosta Daily Times. If you want to see what's going on locally, what's the current issue, Valdosta City Budget. This is pretty relevant, or as far as date-wise, August 26, 21. Today is September 13th, 2021. This gives you an idea of what the city is looking at as far as current and recent issues. Okay, lawsuit, I guess that affects the budget. So forth. Going back, and you can do that with any of these. I've listed some of the local TV stations that you can use to search as well. If it's a major issue, it may have made the local news. Okay, so that's just how you can get started with your research. If you need any additional assistance, feel free to contact me or the library in general. My contact info is here. And good luck with your project.